Oh, man. It is 2019, Funky Phil.
We're back.
It's February.
This is true.
Man, we've taken some time off.
We've been busy.
We have been so busy. We are back, Funky Phil. We are back. Oh, man, I'm so refreshed. I'm so ready to do this show.
Yes.
Man, I'm so amped up.
Me too.
Oh, it's the Drum Brigade Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in the Beat Locker. I'm Corey Kingston Horn, sitting across from me, turning knobs, dialing the show in. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's funky. It's fantastic. Funky Phil Pardell. What's up, Funky Phil?
Yeah. It's good to be back. Good to be back.
Yeah. Dude, it's raining. Well, it's actually the rain just stopped.
We had some rare San Diego rain.
Yeah, it's been like not without let up. Like my gig got canceled on Saturday. It's crazy, this weather out here in San Diego. Man, I'm rattled. I haven't seen that. Like, I don't feel like I've done this show in years. Like I can't talk straight. I'm stuttering, nervous. What's going on here? We were just like pumping them out last year, and now we're just like coming in like, okay, let's do a show. No.
Well, January is crazy, man.
January is crazy.
I don't know. It's just it's a weird, slow time of the year for gigs, and then,
it's the month of creativity.
But then Namm show.
Namm show. Oh yeah. Or is it? It could be either or, depending on who you are. Like, I was feeling more than clapping in this year. No, it was good. It was good. This is our first show of the year, first podcast of the year. We got some stuff to talk about, changes to the show. Not many changes, just improvements.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of stuff. We're ramping it up, Funky Phil. We're ramping it up.
Yes.
We're still looking for sponsors, though. So if you have a company that wants to be involved with us, hit us up. If you're cool enough. Like, if you're not cool enough, then just don't waste our time, because we're pretty cool, Phil. Okay, so anyways, let's get into it. But first, this is the Drum Brigade Podcast with Corey Kingston and Funky Phil. You can listen to this podcast on all the different platforms: iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, TuneIn, YouTube, drumbrigade.com, and now, Funky Phil, you can listen to it on Spotify. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we finally did it. We finally did it. You know how easy it was to get this podcast on Spotify? We spent like a whole season last year trying to be like, and it's coming soon on Spotify.
That just meant that we didn't actually try.
Yeah, I tried, and it literally took me less than 3 minutes. And I was like, hey, Funky Phil, we're up on Spotify. It was like,
yes,
so easy. I copy and pasted something, and bam, it was up in all its glory, dude. It was nothing. It was nothing. So now we're on Spotify. If that's your thing.
That's my thing. That's definitely the easiest one for me to listen to stuff
I'm an
on.
iTunes guy, man. I listen to all my podcasts on iTunes.
I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm like,
that's your problem.
I gotta be honest.
You should start like with everyone else by listening to this podcast, and then.
Well, I mean, I listen to us constantly.
Do not listen to the Mike and Mike podcast. Do not listen to the Modern Drummer. I'm just kidding. Those are our buddies. We got Mike coming on soon. Mike Dawson from Modern Drummer coming on soon in a couple weeks. I think next week, possibly.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I think he is next week.
Yeah. So that's cool. Okay, so you can listen to it on all those platforms. Web show. Okay, before I talk about the Drum Brigade, we need to talk about web show.
Yeah.
Funky Phil and I have officially started working on the web show.
It has begun.
Yes, but it's not good enough, Funky Phil. Okay, so let me talk about this for a second. We attempted to take a day. For you, it's a half a day, Phil, but let's just get past that. I don't want to get a soapbox, okay? No. Okay, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm coming into this show like way too hot and way too opinionated, and like, I gotta take it down a notch. This is the first show of the year, okay? All right, I feel really dumb right now. Let's just talk for real. Let's talk like real people.
So we tried to film.
Yes.
We did a day.
We
kind of used what we've got. Try and use the normal stuff we've got.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And afterwards, you decided
It's
not good enough anymore. We want to kick it up a notch. We want to be like premium, professional video quality, everything looking real good.
Yes.
Not like GoPro and like little bitty close-up cameras, stationary kind of stuff.
So I feel like if we're doing like reviews and stuff, we can take that approach. Like we don't need like HD, like, you know, like video quality and like I want good sound. Like if we're demoing a snare, for example, and then we're just playing like the demo, you're more interested in hearing how the snare sounds, right? More than just like, wow, look at how his like hands look. And like, I don't really care about that.
We can do that.
Yeah. So basically we rented a studio. Okay. Let me tell you, like we don't have the studio that we used to use anymore. That was what I was teaching out of, and I could film every video I ever wanted. It was beautiful, glorious. There was problems with the sound there, though. They wouldn't let us play at certain times because our neighbors were jerks. So let's not talk about them. Don't want to get on a soapbox again, Phil. So we don't have that spot anymore. I went back there a couple weeks ago, and the place is gutted, so the studio isn't even like there anymore. So that's not an option anymore. So we rented a studio that is like a buddy of ours, and it's basically just 4 walls, and it's cool. It served a purpose, but it's not good enough.
Yeah.
We want like what I'm envisioning for the web show is something much more than just 2 drummers with a GoPro and like bad quality and bad angles and bad lighting and like awkwardness. Like I want like, we're trying to ramp this thing up. We're trying to be like the platform for drum media in our industry.
Yeah.
Or one of.
An alternative platform.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
not the platform.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, and they all do great stuff. But.
Yeah. But we want to be able to do a product review and then have that product company be like, hey, man, we really loved your review. We're going to use that on our website. Or, hey, man, I have a drummer's vlog, and I'm going to use this review because it is like very good. But right now, it's very DIY. So we're not going to like throw all of our footage away, I don't think. I think we're just going to try a little harder and take a little bit more time.
This is all basically a disclaimer.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
It's coming.
The process has started.
It's going to take longer because we want to do it better. We want to do it better than ever before.
Yes. So we got some irons in the fire. We're going to try harder, Phil.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. And we got some irons in the fire. We're going to try to make it happen with a better location, better cameras, maybe somebody else filming rather than like, I'm not a filmer.
Yeah, we don't have cameras are expensive.
Yeah,
dude.
and we don't have dope cameras or dope lights. We have janky stuff.
Yeah, we have pretty good mics.
Yeah.
We can make things sound pretty good.
Yeah, well, that end is nothing. We have great drums.
Yeah, obviously.
We can do all that stuff, lessons and all that stuff. But our web show is going to entail like some cool like segments, some product reviews, some lesson videos, of course, like some of the elements of our podcast, like the catch up, and we're going to watch some, like a lot of the stuff that are old podcasts, like season 1 had with, what's it called? Like video reviews and stuff like that. Funny clips. We're trying to incorporate other drummers in the mix too. Some of our buddies. So it'll be really good once it happens. Okay. So just bear with us. In the meantime, listen to this podcast on all the platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really quick, Drum Brigade is, everybody asks me what Drum Brigade is, man. And it's still hard to explain if you don't know.
It's a brotherhood of drums.
Yeah, man. It's the brotherhood of drums. Can you just live with that? Like, why does it have to be something? Like, if we were like, oh, Drum Brigade, oh, yeah, we make custom drums, everybody would be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we get it. But we don't make custom drums. We're never going to make custom drums. We're just the brotherhood of drums, man. It's a community, all right? We have a podcast. You're listening to it. All right, so let me just say this. Drum Brigade is a community. It's a family. It's a place for drummers, drum enthusiasts, future drummers, and people who are just playing into music and culture to be among like-minded individuals. See, Phil? It's a brotherhood.
Yes.
Drum Brigade is a way to support each other as fellow drummers, but also a means to push each other to excel and expand horizons in a spirit of camaraderie rather than negative competition. I ain't down with that, but I am down with camaraderie among drummers. At Drum Brigade, we have some products. We have t-shirts, stickers, as well as educational tools, drum lessons, video lessons, sheet music, private lessons, sheds, and we have community events. We planned a community event last year at Namm. We didn't do one this year at Namm, but that's all right. There's probably more to come. We also have a podcast and a future web show that's coming soon. Right now, our web show is season 1 of this podcast, and then we have a lot of other content on our YouTube page, like interviews, product reviews, lessons, outings, performances, all kinds of stuff on our YouTube page. Also, Funky Phil and I both have individual websites with YouTube pages. I have a vlog that's called A Day in the Life of a Drummer. You can check that out on my personal YouTube page, Corey Kingston YouTube. And then Funky Phil has a website, funkyphil.com. Just kidding, philpardell.com.
I should get that, though.
And he has lessons, he has play-alongs, he has video lessons, he has sheet music, he has all kinds of things, product reviews on his YouTube page. Hit the subscribe button, help us out. We really appreciate it. Funky Phil, let's get into it officially.
Yes.
Drum Brigade.
Oh, man. All right. I'm back. I'm ready. I got some coffee. I'm just amped to be doing the show again.
Me
you
too.
know, like we took a pretty long break. We were like strong, consistent though.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was a needed break, though. I feel like
Definitely.
Yeah, it's been hectic.
I'm ready to do this, man.
Yeah.
I want this thing to like. I don't know. Okay, so we just went to Namm. We took a week off in between Namm and now. And after Namm, I've just kind of become not afraid of anybody. Like, I'll have anybody on this show. I don't care. I'll ask them I'm happy to ask Steve Gadd, what kind of dinosaur would you choose, bruh?
Oh, yeah.
And if he doesn't want to answer it, I'd be like, whatever, Steve Gadd, like lose the attitude, bro. Just open up a little bit. You know, it's not like that anymore. So I'm like totally down. I am not afraid of drummers, man. We're drummers.
Yeah.
And we're the brotherhood of drums. We've created that. And so if these fools, I'll give you an example, dude. And actually, here's the first one of the day, Funky Phil. I ain't trying to hear that right now. I just got out of Namm, okay? And I have a ton of soapboxes today. I can just tell you that right now. Speaking of drummers on the show, this isn't even that. I feel bad to go in here, but I went up to. So we got a bunch of interviews. You guys are going to hear some of them today. I went up to like very popular drummers.
Oh, I know what this is going.
I went up to very popular drummers, dude, and was just like, "Hey, man, would you take a minute to do an interview with Drum Brigade Podcast, Drum Brigade Web Show?" And like most everybody was like, "Sure, man," like no problem.
Yeah.
It's like, granted, it's helping us, right? It's helping us by putting these fools on our show.
Yeah.
But we're also helping them because outside of Namm show, dude, nobody knows who you are, bro.
It's true.
You're not really famous. You're famous 4 days out of the year, dude. Or
Yeah.
if you play like a big show and then they're like, "Oh, wow, you played with so-and-so." But guys who are like kind of ordinarily like, I don't know, like not known as being jerks, but like kind of just like, I wouldn't expect them to be that nice. We're like super cool to us, dude.
Yeah.
Super cool. But then there was guys that I'm like, why are you even being like this, dude? Like, you're a huge dork.
Yeah. With drummers. Drummers aren't famous.
Drummers are not famous.
The most famous drummer is that was just an email to tell me who the most famous drummer was. And it's Ringo.
Ringo, Neil Peart.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I would still go up to Neil Peart and be like, "Neil, would you do like an interview?" And my first question would be like, "Is it Peart or Peart?" And then like, "Why do you need so many drums, bro?" I don't care, dude. I don't care. Neil Peart, let's see, who else? Dave Grohl is probably a pretty famous fool, but I guarantee you that fool would probably do an interview with me.
Probably. There's no reason to have a an attitude.
There's no reason.
An ego like that.
You don't need to, like, you know how many people will go, who's your favorite drummer? And I go, you've probably never heard of him. And they're like, well, try me. And I go, they're like, let me guess, Neil Peart. And I'm like, no, definitely not. Dennis Chambers. They're like, who's that?
Yeah.
Who does he play with? That's normally the next question. So, sorry, drummers, you're famous in our eyes, but you're not really that famous. So get over yourselves. Okay. I go up to one Greg Bissonette. He wasn't a jerk, all right? So let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But he was big time.
Yeah.
He was super big time, dude. He's wearing his drum shoes and his Affliction shirt. I don't really know what he was wearing. I don't really remember, but it seems like that's what he'd be wearing.
What's an Affliction shirt?
Bro, the ones that have like the edgy cross on them or like bedazzles.
Oh. They got like glitter?
Yeah. Yeah. He's in full effect, dude. He's the old guy trying to be cool now. Like Greg.
Oh, I just Googled it. I'm looking at
got
pictures.
It. You rock those on the Cassie V gigs, dude.
If you're like me and you have no idea what an Affliction shirt is, go Google it.
Then you'll know exactly what kind of guy we're talking about, dude. First of all, if you guys haven't heard of Greg Bissonette, he's a great drummer. All right, he was really big in the '90s. He did the Buddy Rich Memorial thing with Dennis Chambers.
Legendary video.
Dennis Chambers and Louis Bellson, I think, right? Yeah. Legendary video. Dude got his butt handed to him, bro. Like, that was in the 90s, though. That was like the beginning of shit.
Good, though.
He was, come on, Phil. He was good. Okay, he was
I mean,
good.
he's a great drummer.
He had some amazing hair, dude.
That mullet was so
He doesn't have that anymore, but if he wanted to do anything in this world, he should bring it back.
Fierce blonde mullet.
All right, well.
What color was his drums? Blue?
Oh, they were black. All black, but then everything else was white. All the hardware was white. Even the cymbal stands were white. Yeah. And then he had like a giant boom stand with he had two giant boom stands with just the smallest little tiny Zildjian splashes on them, like a 6-inch splash and then like an 8-inch splash. He loved them. And they were tightened down so tight.
Oh, I just found it. Okay. Yeah. You have got a very vivid memory. Very nice.
Yeah, dude.
My
I watched that
memory is
thing.
Horrible.
I watched that thing like crazy.
I was like, were they blue?
No. He was all decked out. Monster drum kit to play jazz, dude.
Chambers is all about the blue drums, right?
No, yellow, fool.
Oh, in those videos? Well, I was just watching his like.
Oh yeah, in the pocket. Those
in
were
the
blue
pocket.
drums.
Those were those baby blue ones.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, there's Greg Bissonette. I mean, like, I don't really know what to talk to him about, but my first question was, I was coming in hot, dude. Like, were you nervous playing that like Buddy Rich Memorial? Like, what was it like, to be like kind of paving the way for Sheds, like, dude, in the future?
I'd have been super nervous.
Yeah, me too. Going against Dennis Chambers, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyways, that was a part of all of our childhood. I know that's got to be part of his claim to fame, dude, because I don't really know what else Greg Bissonette, like, I don't really follow Greg Bissonette, dude.
He plays drums for the most famous drummer.
Huh?
He plays drums for Ringo Starr.
Oh, okay. So, because like Ringo like does like singer-songwriter stuff now, and he like plays guitar and sings.
I guess.
Whatever, bro.
I actually haven't seen. I don't know what his like show is like now.
I went up to that dude. First of all, there's like a bunch of old dudes around him. Like, hey, Greg, oh man, yeah, Ringo Starr, yeah. This dude feels like he's on top of the world, dude. He's still got bleached hair. I walk up to him after everybody's like, can I take a picture with you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, Greg, how's it going, man? Hey, would you have a minute to do like just a quick podcast interview with me? And he's like, well, I don't have time right now, but if you come back at 3:00 tomorrow, I can do it with you. I'm like, all right, nah.
That was it. Yeah.
That was all she wrote. So like, nah, I mean, dude wasn't mean, like, but yeah, so I just didn't go back. I was just like, I don't really need an interview with Greg Bissonette that bad.
Yeah.
It's cool that he was like he wasn't like, no.
Yeah, he was just trying to get a real specific.
He is just
window of time.
But this is what my take is.
I mean, he's a busy dude. I think.
Are you though?
I think he's the only artist on Dixon drums.
That's what I'm saying. Are you that busy where you can't take 2 minutes
that's messed
to
up.
do an interview and give back to your community with a smaller drum podcast? Are you that busy where you're like, you'll have to schedule me, bro?
Yeah.
Are you that busy? And by the way, I didn't see a line of fools trying to get an interview with you. Okay? So, like, you can take a small amount of time. Hey, man, I don't have much time, but if we make it really quick, I can do it. All right, cool. I'll ask you 2 questions, dude. That's all I would have done. Hey, man, what was it like playing the Buddy Rich? Oh, man, it was great, man. It was just a big move in my career, and man, it was just, I was so nervous, but I was young back then and blah, 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 blah. Cool, man. You're a well-known drummer. What's your, like, Mount Rushmore of drummers? Oh, man, I really like freaking Neil Peart and freaking so-and-so. All right, cool, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Greg Bissonette, 2019 Namm Show. That's all. I just did his interview right now, and it took less than, like, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Dude, come back at 3 o'clock tomorrow. What do you think I'm going to ask you?
Well, he's not probably familiar with our
Well, that's his problem,
show.
Phil.
I mean, I would guess he probably is assuming it's going to be like an in-depth, nerdy.
Dude, we're going to sit down and
drum chat,
write a story together for an hour, dude. I'm like, dude, I'm just a guy with like, what the heck was I even trying to get an interview with that fool for anyway?
It probably could have been good. Whatever. His loss.
All right, you're right, Phil. You're always the voice of reason. I get worked up. All right. Well, anyways, Greg Bissonette, I love you, man. Maybe. It's not personal. See, this is the problem. If Greg Bissonette ever does listen to the show and he starts with this soapbox, he's going to be like, this guy's a jerk. But he doesn't understand the concept of my soapbox.
I'll say this. Greg, if you're listening and you feel
which
bad,
you obviously are,
and you feel bad, drop us a line and we'll do a phone interview and we'll have a good fun time.
Okay. Yeah.
No hard feelings.
There you go, Greg Bissonette, Mr. Greg Bissonette. I would also wonder if he still has that kit.
Oh, the black one.
That was probably a backline kit. Like Pearl had to provide it.
Dude, for the web show, we should do one where I'm Bissonette wearing the mullet wig.
Yes,
we've got all sorts of ideas.
And I'm Dave Weckl with his mullet wig. So okay, yeah, I'm really not that mad at Greg Bissonette. It's just for the show purposes. Greg, like, you're cool, man. I'm stoked that you're still doing it, and I just wish you would have given us like 2 minutes. Like, really, seriously, who is that busy, dude? Like, seriously, who is that busy? You took the time to like. This is okay. Let me tell you the truth, the God honest truth. This fool took the time to like shoot the stuff with some random fools for like 10 minutes before I can go, hey, Greg, would you get an interview with me? And then it was like, no, sorry, man. So you had time to talk to all those clowns.
Okay, moving on.
No, you did, though. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Let's move on, though.
All right.
I don't want to dwell on Bissonette too long.
I ain't trying to hear that right now.
I don't want to dwell. This whole show isn't about Greg Bissonette.
Yeah.
I'm like, apparently I'm more bitter than I was.
That was the only one that shot you down, too. Every single other person you asked was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else that would. That's why he's one of my soapboxes today.
That's cool.
All right. Anyways, let's move on from Greg Bissonette. Greg, you're a great drummer, and I have nothing but respect for you. In reality, now that I'm out of my soapbox, I do have nothing but respect for you. You've had a long career, and you went up against two of the greatest of all times. Like, not that it was a competition, but seriously, it was crazy back then. And you're playing with Ringo, and you're just like doing it so bad, like so good, that you have no time for a small show. So good on you. All right. Namm Show. All right, wait. Let me get back to phone changes. Show changes. Okay, so I almost said it again. Phone changes. Show changes.
This whole sucks.
For the podcast.
For the podcast.
Yeah.
So we are working on a couple things, as we always say. We're working on bringing in some other people to be a part of our show. But one thing that we're doing is So you guys don't know, like when we'd have our guests on before, we'd literally text them like an hour before we were going to hit record and be like, hey man, you doing anything? You want to come on our show this week? And sometimes when we didn't have a guest, it was because they were like, dude, I can't, man. I got to drop the kids off, or like they wouldn't get back to us, or so.
Yeah. So extra props to all of you people who came on our show last minute, like
big
that
time
last season. You
guys came on and came and did it, and that's cool. So we are going to be we have this whole month scheduled, Phil. We're scheduled with guests all the way through March. Now, here's the problem, though. I've had 2 of our guests be like, yeah, we're scheduled. We're stoked. Dope. Can't wait to come on. But then they're like, hey, man, so yeah, looking forward to chatting with you guys more. Did we schedule something? Or like, I've had 2 people say that already.
We need to send out Google Calendar invites, I think.
Yeah.
Just
That's what we need to do.
Yeah. I think that'll help everybody.
Yeah. So we're going to start scheduling March now. So we're going to have regular guests. We're going to be able to promote the guests in advance. That's going to help us grow our show. So the guests are going to be more planned out.
We're going to do product giveaways.
Hopefully. That was not a huge success last season or first season. So we tried to incorporate that with drum games, which was a segment, on our show. First season, we only had 1 guy that won, and the rest were just like,
well, we're gonna work closer. With some really cool companies, and they're gonna help get the word out. And,
yes,
I think it's gonna be fun and exciting. So there's gonna be some free stuff.
Right. Free stuff for you. Yeah. There's gonna be stipulations though.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this right now, Funky Phil. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Gosh. Okay, so we're going to do a contest with you people leaving a review on our iTunes account. Yeah, you have to leave a review for our podcast. Hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah, hopefully it's like 5 stars. I think that's maximum, right?
Yeah, 5 stars. Yeah, you can do 4 stars or 5 stars, but nothing below that, please. Unless you're like Greg Bissonette and you're like, I just don't like the way this guy talks about me. And then I would like expect you to give me like a 1-star rating.
Yeah, but
hopefully not though. Hopefully he understands where I'm coming from.
If you give us a 1-star rating, you're probably not going to get free stuff out of it.
No, definitely not. If you give a 1-star rating, definitely not. You might get beat up by us. Okay, so if you give us a good review, this is like a couple weeks of worth of like people that can give us a good review on any of our platforms, but specifically on the iTunes one. Rate us, and then we're gonna put your name in a pot, right? And you're gonna win a care package from Drum Brigade, which is gonna consist of a Drum Brigade care package, which is what we got. No, it's going to be a Drum Brigade t-shirt, Drum Brigade drumsticks, Drum Brigade stickers.
Drum Brigade drumsticks?
Yes.
Those are so rare.
They're rare.
They're rare. Super rare. I don't even have any right now.
Yeah. You're going to get booty shakers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're going to get booty shakers in the mix. You're going to get what is those other things? True Tones. Oh yeah, True Tones. You're going to get some True Tones in that mix. You're going to get a few things from they don't know it yet, but you're going to get a few things from Haram. Yeah. Yeah, from Haram, dude. They're going to hook it up.
Yeah.
Haram's going to hook you up with a few things that we're going to purchase for you. So don't act like we're just giving away somebody else's stuff.
We're not sure exactly what yet.
Yeah, we're working with them. And there was somebody else, I can't remember what it was though. Well, dude, just look, we'll post it on our Instagram.
There's going to be a whole Masters of Maple drum set.
Yes. Played by me. I'm giving away my Masters of Maple drum set.
I'm just kidding. That's a terrible joke.
And then like some other stuff too. We're going to like work with a bunch of other companies. We're still working through this, but listen, if you put in like your thing on, you give us a review and it's a good one and your name goes into our thing, I don't know what I'm saying, Phil. This is not convincing at all. Like I should have thought about this more. you're going to get an amazing care package that we hand put together.
We definitely thought this one through.
You're going to get a new baby named Milo. Okay.
No, it's going to be rad. Just
on the real.
Leave us a review. You're going to get a box of rad stuff.
Yes, that's all you need to know. All right. It's going to be stuff that me and Funky Phil use and play and like approve of. Okay.
Or I should say you might get a box.
Yes.
You'll be part of a selection of people.
Yes. Yes. All right. So just leave a review and then your name is eligible if it's a good one.
Yeah, if it's a bad review, I'm just not going to write your name down.
Yeah,
No
we
offense.
need reviews. So basically what we're getting at is we're trying to grow this show even more than we already, we need like, we need to go from like 1 million listeners a week to like 20 million a week. Okay. So we need to be like huge in the drum world.
Yeah.
This is like, so we're on the way. We're on our way. We just need your help. That's it. And then, so you're going to get a bunch of stuff. So just make a review. All right. Anyways, that was
other changes.
That went really well.
Other new things to the podcast.
Other new things in the podcast. Speaking about our guests, we now have a better way of asking questions. Funky Phil, can you turn me up in my headphones? Oh boy.
Yeah, I think your
there we go.
volume's down.
Here we go. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. You hear that? Oh, yeah. That is the Drum Brigade spinning wheel of questions.
Yes, it's a random question picker where we actually added some more questions.
Yes.
So this way we'll actually get a random unique question every time.
I think that's a better way of doing it because so far we've just been like, all right, you pick one, Funky Phil, and then we pick the same questions. Now it's random. It's not up to us.
Yeah.
It's just a spinning wheel. It's like a wheel of fortune, but like a wheel of questions. So I'm going to test this out on you, Funky Phil. Here it goes.
Okay, hit me.
Oh, boy. Funky Phil, you're about to be executed. What's your last meal?
Oh. The first thing that popped in my head was a hoagie.
Okay, very good. Here's mine.
Like a Philly hoagie.
Oh, that sounds good. You're Funky Phil from Finland. All right. Here's mine. Alien or Predator? I'm going with Alien, but not the new ones.
You mean the very first one?
Yes, and the second. Aliens.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's the Wheel of Death. The Wheel of Questions.
Wheel of Death.
Oh man, my head is not in the game today. First episode, like
I think Corey's still drunk.
Man. Well, speaking of which, what other changes? We might have some other changes that we're still talking about, but
yeah, possibly we might have some really fun fan question segments.
Yeah. And stuff. Oh, also, okay, so let me just like talk about this for a few seconds. We're streamlining the show. So my thing about this show that I've said from the beginning is that I don't want the show to be how did you get your start in drumming kind of show. That's every other podcast that we listen to. Like super techie, super nerdy, like super like those shows are good. If that's what you want, that's cool. That's what you get. Like I listen to those kind of podcasts too. But that's not this show.
Yeah.
This show is drummers hanging out and doing what we normally do. And so we normally joke around and we normally talk and we normally shoot the breeze. And sometimes it's not always about drums. So we're letting people into the personalities of me and Funky Phil and our guests. So we're streamlining this show a little bit more so that it is not so much about your history. That's a different podcast. You need to do a different podcast if you're like coming on to talk about your history. We do want to know a little bit, but it's only going to be about 15 minutes.
We don't need your whole career.
Yeah, no. I don't want to, like, I want to know, like, for example, when we had on Fredo, I do want to know what it was like touring with the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
But I don't want to know that, like, I personally loved that show, but I want to stick to the format of what our show is. So I want people to just get to know how dope of a dude, like what we like Fredo for. Fredo's like a dope drummer, but he's like a good hang and he's a good dude. And so I don't hang out with Fredo because he played with the Beastie Boys. You know what I mean? But I know he's a great drummer because of that, and because of I've heard him play. So that's why it's like, oh man, this dude played with the Beastie Boys. Oh, that's cool, man. Have you ever seen the Buddy Rich like tribute videos? Remember Greg Bissonette, like when he had that hair, like that. That's kind of what kind of show we are.
That hair.
Yeah, yeah. So we're streamlining that. It's going to be like more like schedule oriented. Like, so basically, what I mean by that is Phil wants to have wrap up music.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be more dialed in. We're gonna have we're gonna have a 2-hour cap on the show total.
Yeah.
And the more specific, so you guys, it can be more consistent.
Yeah.
For our listeners and for our guests.
Yeah.
Because sometimes our interviews will go like over an hour.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
And that's like not really fair for our guests. Like if they got stuff that they're doing during the day or they're at work, we want to have like, not that our guests weren't high profile, but guys that are like busy. Like we're planning on having, A&R reps and, I don't know, builders, like real drummers, dudes that are on tour, like all that stuff. Dude, I don't know about you, but like I got things to do. Like I'm happy to talk for an hour on the phone, like if it's going to like be a podcast or something, but so we got to keep it scheduled. Like, hey man, we're going to have you on at this time and then you're going to be done by this time. And that's it. So that's where we're at. So we're going to do that. It's going to be more streamlined. It's going to be less, how did you get your start? Who have you toured with? Stories and all that stuff. You want to tell some stories, that's fine. But it's going to be more of us hanging out, chatting, doing the will of questions, other questions. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, new segments.
Yeah.
Streamlined.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
Funnier.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
higher energy.
Greg Bissonette's going to do a phone interview.
Man,
right, Greg?
I can't wait.
I think he is.
I'm down with it.
Joe, Joe, he's had some lessons with him. So
Joe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. From Vessel.
Oh yeah, with Greg Bissonette, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, he knows him.
Gosh,
so
I feel like I've gotten
on
the wrong foot with Greg Bissonette, dude. I'm having regrets. He's a good guy, man. He's a great drummer.
I know, dude. He hurt your feelings.
I have a soapbox on this show for a reason.
You
it's
have a
for
lot
that.
of feelings, and he hurt like most of them.
It's not that he hurt my feelings. It's just that, bro, I'm busy too, dude. I don't have time to come back tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
We're not doing another soapbox on this.
All right, let's talk about our Namm show experience.
Drum Brigade.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh no!
I had to cut that intro short real quick.
Trying to hear that right now.
Damn, that came out of nowhere. We weren't even talking.
Because I just started thinking about Namm again, dude.
Are you gonna talk about Greg Bissonette some more?
No,
Okay.
Greg is cool. Greg is nothing. He's a great drummer, and I love him so much. I aspire to be like him.
Okay. Anyway, what's this soapbox?
Before we talk about our experience of Namm, I just have to get on a simple soapbox about Namm in general.
Okay.
Gosh, Namm.
I'm gonna turn you down just a little.
Yeah, you better.
Okay.
What is wrong with you, Zildjian? Take out Zildjian and put Namm in there, and then let's talk about Namm for real.
Yeah.
Phil, has Namm lost its allure?
I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, it's I definitely. What can I say? It's like, it's hard when you're there all day in the drum department.
Oh God,
where there's like, if you've never been to Namm, it's basically this giant room where there's tons of companies with booths set up, showing off all their gear. And the drum department especially sucks because there's like thousands of drummers all hitting stuff at the same time.
Yes.
Like there'll be like 10 dudes wailing on ride cymbals right next to each other as if they can tell what they sound like.
Exactly. This is exactly what it is.
I don't know how you could get a really good idea of how anything sounds in there.
Dude, I'm probably going to go next year again, because it was good for us. But
Yeah.
I am so over Namm show, dude.
Yeah.
If you guys, okay, like Phil said, like you guys who haven't been to Namm, it seems like the greatest thing ever. And like to some people it is. It is really cool. It is really, really cool.
It's cool. There's some fun stuff. You get to see a lot of friends and people, from the industry or whatever. But
I'll tell you what my take is. Okay, I have a few different things. First of all, it is cool for those reasons to see people like you wouldn't ordinarily see, or that are from like the East Coast or something, and then you're like, oh man, good to see you. You're friends with them on Instagram or whatever. That's really cool. My soapbox is about like some fools need to stop taking themselves so serious, dude.
Yeah.
Stop with that. Come on, dude. You're just a drummer. You're like,
I know we have one of the dumbest jobs. We hit things with sticks.
It's like, why are you taking yourself so serious? Like, dude, just let your hair down a little bit and like, let's just have a drink and like, let's have some fun. But like, we have it in common. We're drummers. Like, who are you trying to impress? You're walking around Namm show. You're decked out in the dumbest clothes ever. Okay. You're going to these booths. You're not buying anything. You're not like, this is the National Association of Music Merchants. Okay. Yeah. Music merchants. This is supposed to be a trade show for people who are like
selling products or
buying products for their shop.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my other soapbox. Sorry, Phil. Sorry. This is the other soapbox. This is a soapbox within a soapbox. I don't want to lose my train of thought.
It's like Inception over here.
Yeah, we're at the second level now.
Oh my God.
Okay, so Namm show. I've been going to Namm show since I was a little kid, probably like 10, maybe like 8 years old. I've been going to Namm with my dad. And I haven't missed a year.
That's when you told Tony Williams off? You're like, you suck.
No, I didn't tell him that. I would never say that. But I was like, I don't know this fool when I was a kid. Okay, so I've been going. It was really dope back in the day. Really dope. But I was also a little kid, so I had a different approach. Like, I wasn't trying to get interviews with Greg Bissonette when I was 8 years old or 10 years old. So it was about the music merchants then. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's like 50-50. Now, who's the music merchants, dude?
I don't know. There's not a lot. So they wear the blue badge.
Those are fake, badge. Dude. I had a buyer badge on. I'm not buying anything.
Yeah. But okay. I mean, most of I feel like what you're getting at is that there's a lot of dudes just walking around trying to get another notch on their belt of like endorsements or something.
So
I'm gonna go play this cymbal super good, and maybe they'll give me an endorsement.
It has always kind of been like that. It has always been like that. So again, let me paint this picture. This is the Association of Music Merchants. It's a place set up for you to do business, to be able to be like, oh, I've never heard of your products before. I really like your products. I would like to buy, like set up an order, fill out an order form for my shop that's in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. I really like big fat snare drums. Let's fill out a form so I can carry your products in my shop. That's what these companies are spending thousands of dollars to be there for.
Yeah.
But there's hardly any of those companies anymore. There's like Sweetwater, and there's Musician's Friend, and there's Guitar Center, and there's Sam Ash, and there's Amazon.
That's a big one. Yeah.
And those companies have killed the music merchant thing. So why is there a National Association of Music Merchants? That isn't a thing anymore. Maybe it's a very small out of 100%, it's probably 5% of the people walking around.
I wonder if that's part of why there's so many just like musicians there now.
Okay, so
that's what it is now. You just go direct to the people.
That's what my thing is. My soapbox is about. Is this should be the National Association of Musicians.
Yeah.
It's only about that. There's 95% of the people walking around are not buyers or not anything. They're not business people. They're just dudes walking around like
trying to get free stuff
with their buddies, trying to get free stuff, trying to get endorsements and demoing stuff and trying to show off. And like, what the heck is the point?
I don't know.
Okay. But that is also a good thing because there's a void that's being filled for all of us. It's like the one time a year where you can walk around this huge trade show and like see stuff that you wouldn't ordinarily see. You could demo stuff that you wouldn't be able to demo. Like you could see all these amazing custom drums. You could see all these like cool gadgets and like cool things that you wouldn't be able to see like visiting a website like Musician's Friend. So, and it's also like a very cool like thing for people to hang out and see each other. And like we interviewed Mike Mitchell, and like he was like, yeah, man, Namm show's good. I was just hanging out though at the Zildjian booth for like a long time because I couldn't leave because I kept seeing all my friends. And I'm like, that's what Namm show is about. For me, it's about saying hi to the companies that I endorse, hanging out with them, schmoozing a little bit, not getting anything for free, just, man, good to see you, you know? And then it's about like hanging out, having a few cocktails with my buddies, and going to like some after party concerts, you know, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. It's fun seeing some of the new stuff that companies are making. Drums, there isn't too much new stuff. I feel like every year it's kind of the same thing.
And that's where my first soapbox comes in. A lot of these companies are taking themselves way too serious, like, which is fine, but no one really cares that much, dude. Like, I feel bad for a lot of these companies, man. They've spent thousands of dollars to be there on the floor, and they're not getting anything in return but like threatened by like the stinking Namm police, the noise police, or like they're just, I don't know. It's so lame, dude. There's so many things. Like our buddies at Haram were saying that they got like verbal warnings like several times throughout the weekend for people gathering in front of their booth because they had like one of the dopest booths there. They had the dopest.
Well, they were getting complaints from another vendor. It wasn't from Namm.
No, so this is what happens. This is what happens. I've done Namm like on all levels. I've done Namm as like a consumer, a person that's just there like checking out new equipment. I've done it as just a guest, like cruising around and having no intention of doing anything but seeing stuff. I've done it as like a media source, like going and interviewing these companies, I've done it with like working at a booth, setting up the booth, getting there on Tuesday or Wednesday, setting everything up, working the booth all weekend, shaking hands with people, and then tearing down the booth. I've done it inside and out. And it is not what people think. Like when you have a booth there, especially if you're a new company or you're not the company that gets along with everybody, the other companies conspire against you, dude. This is like, I'm not making this up.
For real?
Yes. And so if you're getting more attention than they are, they're going to start conspiring against you, and they're going to start complaining and saying, I can't conduct business because they're too loud, or there's too many people in front of their booth. So I can't have people come to my booth because they're obstructing the walkway.
That's so
This is what happens, and I'm not exaggerating. This is literally what happens. Where there's been times where I've been there with another drum company, and we've had like no sound, like Zildjian no sound cymbals, and like you're allowed to demo for like 30 seconds to show people like what your drums sound like. That's part of working your booth. And there was days where we weren't making any noise because we'd gotten so many warnings, and the noise police would be like, you guys got one more chance or we're shutting you down. We're like, we haven't even been playing. It's not us. And they're like, no, all the booths around here are complaining that you guys are making too much noise. And if we get one more complaint, we're shutting you guys down.
That's so lame.
That's what I mean. So like, dude, that's horrible.
Is not the brotherhood of drums.
No, it's stupid. These guys are taking themselves too serious, man. And like, it's like there's enough of this pie for everyone. It's not that competitive, dude.
And you know, honestly, like if a booth next to your booth is attracting a lot of people, that should be good because that's more people close to your booth.
Yeah, maybe you have like a quality product that people want to crowd around your stuff. But like, dude, this is what I saw. Like Haram was like super interactive. They had a bunch of stuff for sale. They had a bunch of dope products. They had people on the floor like, hey, man, if you were looking at their cymbals, they're going to come and contact you and be like, hey, man, you like these cymbals? Check it out. Here's our dark series. Here's this series. Here's that series, blah, blah, blah. Like, you like these sticks? Dude, talk to this guy. This guy's talking about their sticks. They're
super friendly and proactive.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like a lot of the other booths, they're like, you're like, you don't even know who to talk to. They don't even come say hi. There's no like...
Yeah.
You just see a grumpy dude sitting in a chair that seems like they don't want to talk to anybody.
There was that end of the thing where guys are just like bitterly like mad dogging you because no one was coming in their booth. I wonder why, you know? And so I saw the same thing with like custom drums. I saw the same thing with T cymbals. Like I saw the same thing with A&F. There's people all over the place on those booths. There's people all over the booths with like interacting with these companies. One, because they had like a presence, and two, because they were like, they had people on the floor to talk to you and be friendly and show you what their product is all about. And like, they weren't doing it in like a, like, we're better than everybody else kind of way. They were like, I saw people crowded around the big fat snare drum, low boy beaters and tackle. They teamed up and had like one booth. There's people crowded around their booth all day because those dudes are dope and they have dope companies.
Yeah, and they're like approachable.
They're approachable. Yeah. And like, that's no reason to be like, dude, we can't handle any of our business because these guys are taking up all the space. That's like, they paid for their booth just like you did. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So I think that's a big problem with Namm. I think the huge problem with Namm is that they are not catering to the musicians who are the people, the consumers, who are the people who are actually there to go to Namm. They're paying, those are the people buying drinks and buying food and paying for their membership or getting their membership from another company that they're affiliated with. Mm-hmm. Like, those are the people that are there at Namm to like take advantage of it, to benefit from that thing, but that show. But they're still catering to the 90s of the freaking music merchants, which don't really even exist anymore. What the heck is that?
Yeah, there's really not the same amount of music stores out there. There's like a handful of them.
A handful.
I know Drum Flip was over there.
Yeah, but I don't see Drum Flip going up to like all these companies and being like, hey, like, I want to carry your stuff. Like, they're not going up to Zildjian or Tama and being like, hey, we want you guys in our stores. Like, and those companies aren't really even paying attention to somebody like Drum Flip.
Oh, he already has both of them.
Okay.
Actually,
thanks for shooting my like example down.
He got T cymbals.
What I'm saying is,
T-cymbals there.
But T cymbals is like a different company where they can like are approachable and they're a smaller company where those are the companies that you can get into your store. True. Because they will pay attention to you and they'll talk to you.
I see your point.
Yeah. And so it's just a weird situation where I saw like some of the bigger companies now, like some of the bigger name, not like Zildjian or Sabian, but like, I don't know, like Istanbul or like some other companies like that had small booths, like as small as like T cymbals or like Dominion or something. Like, they didn't really have like massive, like they have in the past. They didn't have like massive booths like they used to, you know? I just feel like for me, I feel like they need, like, it's a bad model right now. Like, they need a lot of changes, man. I would, if it was me, dude, and I'm nobody. I'm just like, it's my opinion, but this is my show. So like, I'll say what I want. If it was me, I would change a lot of things about Namm Show. I would completely change the model. First of all, I would change the location. I think Anaheim sucks.
Yeah.
It was so stupid with parking. Like, it's right next to Disneyland and they weren't letting you park in any of the parking lots. So you had to park at a hotel, which was like $50 or $60
and then get
to
a
park.
Shuttle.
And then get a shuttle. Yeah, it was so dumb. So like, a lot of people are trying to find parking on the street. And then the street now has like, you have to have like a permit to park on. It was so stupid. And then the noise police at the Anaheim Convention Center are horrible. The security at Anaheim Convention Center is horrible. They should completely just bone out of that place, in my opinion. LA Convention Center was not very much better. I think San Diego Convention Center would be the dopest place to do it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just saying, like,
they do the Comic-Con here?
They do Comic-Con here, and it goes off, and there's like this, the city comes alive. There's it's right downtown. There's tons of places to eat. There's tons of places to stay. There's tons of places to park. It's like,
yeah,
dude, that seems like a way better place to do it.
Decent public transportation.
There's bird scooters everywhere.
You could park at the stadium and get a train in.
Yeah, exactly. You can park at Qualcomm Stadium, not Petco. But yeah, I mean, the city is set. San Diego is set up for events like that. They have the stadium right downtown. You know what I mean? And like,
yeah,
it's set up for that. As you would think Anaheim was set up for that, having Disneyland right next to it. But like, I just feel like, dude, it's ran its course. It's not the same, man. It's completely not the same. People, like, I've invited random people so they can experience it the last couple of years, and they're like, yeah, it was cool, but they're not like super excited to go again next year.
It's overwhelming, man. It's a stressful time.
And it's really unorganized. It's really like, I just think it's lost its allure, man. I feel like it could be done so much better. I feel like, aside from location, I feel like shifting the focus to the consumer would probably benefit a lot of different people. Maybe not opening it to the public, but like, you know, like kind of making it how it is now, where you got to know someone, but it's more for the consumer. Like there's demos, there's like cool little concerts like it used to be. You can demo new products. Because now it's about the people that are going on Musician's Friend and all these companies, all these different platforms to buy all this stuff. This is the one place where all of us musicians are there to demo all this stuff that we could possibly buy.
True.
You know what I mean? So like, and there's ways to get your stuff on Amazon. It's like so easy now. It's not like you need it helps to have a huge distributor, but these distributors are a whole nother issue in my mind that are causing a big problem for our industry, which is a whole nother soapbox. But these distributors are set up to only like buy products for these different platforms or different stores that they think is what we want to use. And so that only consists of what the bottom line is for them. If it's something they can make money off, then they're going to buy it. But there's a lot of great products out there that are like what we actually want to use that we'll never get our hands on unless you go to Namm or unless you know about them through social media and then you reach out to them personally.
Yeah, it'd be like, it's kind of like walking through a Sweetwater catalog, but they've got every boutique company and like custom shop in there too.
So like if you're like, hey, I really, 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 really like Vessel drums, and you want to buy Vessel drums or buy a Vessel snare, if you've never heard of Vessel snares and you don't follow them on Instagram, it's not like you could go on Sweetwater and just buy them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's because of the distributors. The distributors are not going to pay attention. We had an Italian company, Musa Drums, approach us, the little guys with a podcast, and say, hey, do you know any distributors out here? And I'm like, yeah. And I take them over to Big Bang, which Big Bang completely blew them off.
Really?
They're just like, I saw the guy's face. I said, hey, man, these guys are an Italian company. They make great drums. He's looking for a distributor here in the U.S. I just wanted to introduce him. And the guy goes, oh, you guys make drums? Yeah, we don't really do much with drums. I'm like, that's the biggest distributor in our industry.
They do a lot of like knickknacks and stuff. Right?
Yeah, but
or like
help out, dude. This is our
This
is our industry. This is our community, dude. Help them out. Hey, we don't do drums, but this company does. Let me go introduce you.
Yeah, that's what it should be like.
That's what it should be like.
That's a bummer. I didn't realize there was so much animosity between
it's
companies.
So weird, dude.
It should be a brotherhood, and they should all be helping each other out. And I'm with you. I think there should be more focus on selling directly to consumers.
Right.
I mean, there should still be a lot of, networking with music shops because they are there.
But the it's shifted. It's more about the people walking around than it is about, well, for us, it's about all of us walking around trying these new products and less about like, oh, I need to get my product in your shop. That doesn't happen like that. You have to have a distributor. That's it. Like the dude with True Tones, John, is like the only way for him to license his bags was to go through Ahead Armor Cases, which is Big Bang. The owner of Ahead Armor Cases owns Big Bang. And like the only way, this guy's like the god, like freaking god of the drum industry. If he likes a product, then it's going to get in stores. If he doesn't like it and he doesn't think he can make money off of it, you can have the best product in the world. It's never getting in any stores. That's the way it is. It shouldn't be like that. That's stupid. That's super bad business, dude. That's a terrible model. That's terrible. One guy that's not really even a drummer, some business guy in a suit that's telling us what we should play. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with the Namm show, man. I think it's really cool. The thing that I do like about it, when I was walking around with one of our buddies, Mark, his first time being there, I said, this is the one time a year. This is not open to the public. Maybe it is now. I don't know. But it's never been open to the public. But somehow all these musicians, I said, look around. Do you see any of these guys? I said, do you see these guys? Do they look like they're store owners or they're business owners? I said, these are all musicians walking around. I'm like, I mean, it's nothing but like little groups of people walking around with their buddies hanging out. And I'm like, there's no one really working here. Like, they've all broken the mold though, and they've gotten into the show. And now they're here. This is the one time a year where they can walk around and they can play these instruments and be in this situation. There is nothing like this in the world that you can go to and be like, I'm a musician, I'm a drummer, and I'm here to be seen and to see stuff.
Yeah, and meet people.
And talk to these companies directly. There's nothing like that in the world. So it's the one time that we can do that. But it's not really even set up for us. As soon as you demo something, you got noise police like tackling you and being like, no, we're going to write you up. We're going to shut this company down. And the company freaking out like, hey, don't play too loud, man. We're going to get in trouble. When this is your business. You make drums. You're at a drum trade show, dude.
Yeah.
You're saying that I can't make noise at a music trade show? Really? It's so, how stupid is that?
I mean, and yeah, I think there should be, it'd be cool if they could have like sound isolation going on.
They say that they're
between
supposed
booths.
to. They're trying to work on that, but that's not possible.
Like if it was like free for all, like everyone could get as loud as they want, it would be just so unpleasant to be in there. You wouldn't want to go in.
The thing is, I don't think it's necessarily, it sucks. It's hard to talk and you lose your voice on the first day. But I feel like that's also part of the allure. That's part of the like, man, this is crazy. There's just drums everywhere and it's so loud and wow. Like, and I get that. That's part of like, oh man, we're at Namm. Like when you walk in the room and you just start hearing trumpets and like, you just hear noise.
Yeah.
It's like, holy moly, this is like, what is this? But I just feel like there needs to be some changes. I feel like there is going to be some changes, man. There's got to be, because they can't go on like this. This is dying. Even though there's thousands of people there, I feel like, man, it's on its way out, or there needs to be some major changes that happen.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to have like, I forget his name, but we need to have a dude on from Namm, and I need to just rant on this fool. All right, that's my first soapbox.
I ain't
Second
trying to hear
soapbox.
that right now.
Second soapbox. All right, Phil. So I feel like I've had some big rants this morning.
Yeah. And earlier when we were setting up, you're like, I don't know if I've got a soapbox.
I have tons more, dude. Tons more. So all in all, for us, well, how was Namm for you?
I had fun, I mean, there's, like you said, there's a lot of fun stuff, like seeing friends and talking with the companies that you work with. And, I always really enjoy just cruising around with you and talking to people and getting interviews and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
that was
always
cool.
Fun. It gives us sort of a purpose.
Man, that's nerve-wracking, though. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
You got some really good ones.
This year, I think we outdid ourselves. So I think we got some really strong interviews, really good ones. Speaking of which, we have a new conglomerate. Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Conglomerate, a new associate. He's only 8 years old, dude.
Associate makes more sense, I think.
We had an 8-year-old Liam interviewing people for us, and I think he's a better interviewer than both of us.
Probably. Yeah. He did a great job.
He did a great job, dude. He's like so funny, man. So funny. So we're going to play some interviews for you in a little bit here, but dude, so I just felt like I came into Namm show this year with like high expectations for us. Like I just was like, this year is not the year to mess around. We need to like make a presence. We need to be there. We need to not be afraid. We need to just get in there and do some stuff, get some interviews, not hold back. I feel like we did that, but we're only scratching the surface because of me. Like, so what I mean is I could not stinking get to Namm show before like 2:00 every day.
Oh yeah.
And every day I would leave super early. Like I would. So there's a lot of stuff that happened with me on
Well,
Namm.
you had a lot of people in your crew. You had
This
like
is the
your
problem,
whole family
dude.
coming up with you.
I love my family.
Yeah.
Like I'm hanging with Pops. I'm hanging with my brother. Like my brother, like people don't know. I haven't seen my brother in a long time because he lives in Oregon. And so he drove down like 15 hours to go to Namm.
That's crazy.
And so the first day on Thursday, I was like, all right, cool. We got to get there. I'll get there about like 11:30, meet up with Phil, and we're going to be like, we're going to be doing interviews all day. Let's do it. And at like 11:30, I'm like texting you like, you're like, where are you at, fool? I'm here, ready to go. And I'm like, yeah, Phil, I'm going to be a minute. I'm like, my brother just drove in. We're trying to meet at this Airbnb, like to stay overnight, Thursday night. And I can't get a hold of my dad. There's no parking at the Airbnb. There's like, it's not going good. My brother's like, oh, we're going there this early? Oh, I thought we were going there later. I got to go to the mechanic. I got to get my car like an oil change and get some stuff done. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Couldn't you do this earlier this morning? He's like, I'm at the gym right now. I'm like, dude, what the heck? So I'm like with my dad, I'm stressing, dude. I'm stressing out. Like, I'm like, I got it, guys. I have to get there. Like, this isn't just a like, let's go hang out and try to find Dennis Chambers. Like, I got to go like get interviews. I'm supposed to be there with Phil. Like, we have a schedule. All right, well, let's stop and get something to eat. My dad's saying, yeah, no, I'm going to eat healthy. Let's get something to eat. I'm like, Dad, I'm not hungry. Well, I haven't eaten all day. Let's just go. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. So we're waiting at the restaurant for my brother. My brother like rolls in like, oh, like I don't want to leave my camera in your car. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, where are we gonna even park? We're supposed to park at the Airbnb and then take a ride in there. We didn't do that. I'm like, this is a nightmare. So we end up like, I think we just parked on a street and then walked in. We paid $20 to park like a mile and a half down the road, and we walked it. And we walked in. And so it was not worth it. But anyways, it was like, okay, I'm finally getting in. I got in at what? 3:00?
It's closer to 4. I think.
Closer to 4, dude. And it was like, dude, today's a bust. Let's just not even try. And then like, I don't even think we got like a couple, right? We got like 3 interviews or 4 interviews.
Yeah, you talked to some drummers.
Yeah. So I was just like, made my mind up.
That was the Greg Bissonette day.
That was the Greg Bissonette day, yeah. So I was like, I'm just making my mind up, like, we're just not going to do this. Let's just have fun today, Phil, and like, let's just get our bearings and let's come in hot tomorrow. Little did I know. And then I saw Thomas Pridgeon and saw like all these dudes. So I was like, all right, well, let's see if they'll do an interview. Let's just see. And we got him, and it was cool. And so like, and then, yeah. So then the next day, dude, so wait, let me tell you this.
The next day.
I know I'm going through step by step, but third soapbox of the day, dude.
Dang.
I ain't trying to hear that right now.
Let me tell you about this stinking, no good, lousy, freaking Airbnb, dude.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this stupid Airbnb idiot. I hope this guy listens to the show. I hope he does.
Dang.
Okay, so first of all, there's the parking dilemma. We're trying to get a hold of this clown. Check-in is at 6:00. What check-in is at 6:00? Okay, first of all. Second of all, we're trying to get a hold of him all day. Hey, man, we'd like to know about the parking situation. Can we meet up with you and just drop our bags off so that we can just not leave them in the car and we can park somewhere? Can you give us a parking pass? We're trying to get a hold of this guy all day. He is not answering the phone and not returning our calls. That's number one. So we're like, forget it. Let's just leave the stuff in the cars and let's just go to Namm show because we're running out of time. We get done with Namm show at we eat dinner. We're done. We're getting ready to go back. It's about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. We finally get a hold of this dude. Oh yeah, the key's under the mat and there's only one parking space. So I'm parked in like the guest parking. Thank goodness. My brother's car's at the Toyota dealership where he's getting work done. We walk into this stinking Airbnb. It's a disaster. Disaster. The beds are like not made. Like the place was not cleaned. It's filthy. it's a joke. Okay, not only that, it smells so bad like gas, like propane or something, like the gas is on. So there's a leak somewhere. Like,
that's no good.
There's a leak in the place. I'm like afraid to light a match just in case. My brother smokes weed like no tomorrow. He needs to light up one time. The whole place is going up in flames, dude.
Oh, gosh.
Okay? I'm like, immediately all of us have headaches because it smells so bad like gas. The place is a mess. Like, I'm like, there's no way I'm sleeping in this bed. No way. I don't know who's been in there. No way. So I'm like, what the heck? My dad calls the guy. Like, I'm like, Dad, you need to get on the phone with this dude. My dad's like, hey, what's up, man? This is Pops. Hey, I'm like, we're here and what's going on, man? This place is a disaster. This place is a mess. The guy's like, what? Really? The maid didn't show up. Oh, man. It's 10 o'clock at night now. Oh man. Well, just stand by. Let me have the maid come by and clean the place.
Nope.
Well, the place smells like gas. Like, are you sure about that? Yeah. Okay, stand by. Let me call you back. Guy hangs up. No one's reaching out to us. I'm like, no. No. I call Airbnb. I get on the phone with these fools, and I'm like,
you gave him a soapbox.
I gave him a soapbox, like very friendly, because it's not their fault. But I'm like, dude, it's 10 o'clock at night. We can now no longer find another Airbnb. It'd be a long shot to find an Airbnb now. I'm like, I go, we've been at a trade show all day. I've been walking around all day. I wanted to come here and chill out and hang out and like relax. And instead, like, we have to wait for a maid to come. And it's like 10:30. Like, we're waiting for the maid at 10:30 still. I'm like, and then she's got to clean the place. We're not getting to bed until 11:30 at least. That's if she came right now.
That sucks.
And I'm like, and it smells like gas. There's no way we could sleep in this place. And so they're like, oh man, they're like, well, we can give you guys a refund. We can like, you can use it towards another Airbnb if you want. I'm just like, you know what? Nope, forget it. They're like, well, you can find another hotel. Well, I was looking for a hotel already. There's nothing available. And everything around there is like outrageous because there's a trade show. And it's right next to Disneyland. So we, at 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, we decided it's time to go home. So I drove all the way back to San Diego and stayed in my own bed. And my mom or my dad and my brother drove back home to where they live in like Riverside. And my brother stayed on the couch and we didn't sleep in an Airbnb, which is the problem for the next day. Wait a minute. Oh, hold on. There we go.
I ain't trying to hear that right now.
That's my Airbnb soapbox. The next day, God. I'm like, okay, guys, we need to get there early today because I don't have that much time because Phil's got a gig. Gosh, dude. So I'm like, I wake up at 7:30, get ready, eat my breakfast. My dad's like, oh, don't eat. We're going to eat out here. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just meet you at your house. All right, we're waiting for you. But my dad is just waking up and it's like 8:30 now. Oh, no, we're just getting out of bed. I'm like, oh, Lord. So I drive out there, go to like eat at this place. Everybody's just taking their sweet time. My stomach hurts because I'm just stressing out for like, what are we going to do? I need to get there. Like, I'm running out of time. This sucks. We'll eat it for here. We don't need to take it to go. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Like, come on. Dude. Then we're down there. We cannot find parking anywhere. It's Friday now.
Friday night.
Dude, by the time we're down, we're driving around at 1 o'clock. We can't find parking anywhere. We're like, we'll just pay. My dad pulls into a parking lot, $60.
60?
I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So I'm like, let's just park in like Garden Grove or something and take an Uber.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Yeah, and so that's what we did. We parked at some place, some random street, like far away, took a Lyft over there. That was cool. That was fine. I end up walking in at 2 o'clock when you're like, I got to go to my stage and like get situated. There's no time to do anything.
Yeah.
Right. So then I meet up with Mark, who's like one of our business associates for Drum Brigade and for other stuff that we're working on. Mark has never been there. Mark's whole intention of the day was like, we literally spent 30 minutes going, so this is what it's all about. Here's what it is. Like, here's the drum section. Here's the guitar section. Blah, 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 blah. Like, We spent about 30 minutes doing that. The rest of the time until probably 1 a.m. was drinking.
No, you guys were going for it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
You guys were just already gunning for it. It was like 2:00.
I got
awesome.
nothing accomplished, dude.
You totally ditched me after my show, too.
We went to sushi after that. We didn't even stay at the show.
I know. I was like, I just got to bring the snare back and I'll be back.
Dude.
You guys are like,
we were
peace.
in the show for a total of like 30 minutes. And then we were outside at your show watching you play. And then we dipped out. We left. We weren't even at Namm. We went to the bass bash that night. I saw Gear Gabor live. That was dope.
Woo!
That was dope. And then that was it, dude. Like, it was just like, that was the Friday was like, that was a full on bust, dude. That was like a waste of a day, except that it was nice hanging with Mark, and it was nice, like, for him to experience what it's all about. I kept my composure though, Phil. I did keep my composure. I did not get wasted.
It was nice of you guys to come see me play.
Yeah, you killed it. You
thanks, man.
played your bollocks off.
That was fun. That was like that was our first show with that band, really.
Really?
That was our
I thought that was your lineup.
No, well, I mean, that was all because we were doing all our originals.
Yeah.
We've been writing over like the last year, and that was our first show where we were playing all of those.
Nice.
So it's like,
well, it didn't sound like it.
Yeah,
you guys all
thanks.
work together though, like.
Yeah, we do a lot of cover band stuff.
Yeah.
So we already have that chemistry thing and that rehearsal thing going on.
Yeah. And your wife is in the band playing keys, singing.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, it's cool because we all write together.
That's dope.
Well, one person might have a seed idea, and then we all kind of elaborate and kind of work together to come up with our own sound.
My dad was like blown away by Charlotte. He was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to her, man. I'm gonna get in touch with her, man, because I need to get some like vocal lessons." Oh, I'm like, that's
awesome.
Cool, Dad. Like, yeah, he's like blown away by her. We walk up and like Mark and my brother basically at the same time was like, "Bro, who's the singer?" Like talking about Cassie B.
Oh yeah,
and
she's got some pipes, right?
And they're like, they were not talking about her singing though. They were like, "Oh, she's hot. Like, what's her deal?" And I'm like, "Bro, she's like basically married to the bass player. Like,
they're engaged.
They're engaged, yeah." And so I'm like, let's not go there. Let's just pretend like she's just very pretty and she can sing very good. And like they were like very much thinking dirty thoughts about Cassie. No. I'm like, but that's what kind of guys they are. They're
those scoundrels.
My brother's like a freaking scoundrel, dude. He's like a good-looking guy, and like Mark is also the same, just like, "Oh, pretty girl, singer, all right." And like,
man,
I'm like, that girl can sing though, man. She can sing.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's like, if you haven't seen her perform, if you're listening to this, she's one of the top performers I've ever played with. I mean, she's got the pipes. She can sing ridiculously high notes. Yeah. But she's also an amazing dancer.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah. She's used to do it. I think she used to do it professionally. Like
I'm an amazing dancer. I don't know if you saw the video that I put out.
Oh, yeah. I did see some of that. I mean, she can't touch you.
No, you guys did great, man. So your drumming could have been better. Just kidding. No, no, your drumming was great. Your snare drum, dude. So, that's the thing that stood out the most to me.
Well, yeah, because the rest of the drums were horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Preston from Vessel.
Yes.
Loaned me. I haven't had enough
Lent
coffee.
to me.
Lent?
Yes.
Is it Lent?
Lent me a snare drum.
Damn it. Yes. Preston let me borrow.
Yeah, there you go.
A beautiful brass snare drum. If you're on the market for a sweet brass snare, you should check it out. They're like phenomenal. So good, these drums. Well, I don't know. They just have a really wide tuning range. He patinas them in the ocean.
Yeah.
So they're all have like a unique look.
Correspondent, side note, Phil. Our correspondent, Liam, 8-year-old Liam, has now dubbed these snares the aquatic patina on them.
Aquatic patina. That's good. I like that.
It's really good. So I think that's what they're called now.
And this had single flange hoops.
Nice.
Which are like those, when you see a hoop that's just like a straight metal band.
Yeah.
That's held on with little claws.
Yeah. It's like a mini bass drum. except metal.
Except metal. Yeah. That's single flange. And I had the big fat snare, that has like the hole cut out in the center.
Yeah, you know? I need one of those.
I've never performed with the big fat snare drum proper. I've like made my own out of just cutting off hoops from cutting the hoop off of drum heads, but that was my first time performing with one.
Yeah.
It got a really fat tone out of that drum.
Man, it was so out front. It was so beefy and fat.
But I felt like on stage, it made the snare drum like so quiet.
Yeah, those things, they make your drums quiet.
Yeah, like I felt like I was hitting it as hard as I could because it was just like it was probably. I feel like it reduces your snare volume by like
definitely
20% or something.
Definitely,
it's like a good chunk quieter no matter what you do.
It sounds so good, like if everything's mic'd up, but they are very quiet. They drastically reduce the volume.
Yeah. So that was the rest of the drums were just like
garbage.
Yeah.
What were they? Nah, never mind. You don't have to say.
They were Tama.
Oh yeah, great drums.
They weren't really. They were been thrashed all day.
Yeah. There was like kid bands and stuff, and like, there was one band after the next, like, but you guys came out with some stuff, and there was like a good group of people there. People were like, there was like cameras out. People were digging it.
This was at Namm, so it was like there was that level of stress. I was definitely a little nervous just because like it's nothing but musicians and people in the industry out there judging, you know.
Did you want to play that clip that I have?
If you want,
I don't know. Let's do it. Here's Funky Phil playing music.
Oh wait, here we go.
Sound quality is great on the camera.
That's not one of our originals, though.
Yeah, tight endings. Listen to that snare, man.
Yeah.
I'm watching a video of this. You guys are just hearing it. I like that fill right there. Oh yeah, that's me dancing.
Oh, it's so distorted.
I know, that's because it's focused on me. Man, my
You'll have to go
so lit.
Look at the video to see Corey's dance moves.
All right, I got an interview with you, Funky Phil. Here's our interview. It's coming up. That's tight. Corey Kingston here with Funky Phil Pardell. Just got off stage. Oh, boy. Funky Phil, how was the performance?
It was rad, I think. Mostly. I don't know.
Your snare sounded so fat. It sounded so good.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You liked it?
Vessel snares. Ding, 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 ding. What was the dimensions of that snare?
It's like 14 by something real deep. Maybe 7? I don't know.
It was big and fat. It sounded like a rock ballad snare.
It was.
Were you nervous? Did you feel comfortable?
I was a little nervous.
You shouldn't have been, dude. You rocked it. You laid it down. A fat foundation of funk and groove. Funky Phil. Oh, yeah. 2019 Namm Show. Oh.
Drum Brigade.
Yeah.
Dude,
that was funny.
So drunk.
I was not drunk. I had a strong buzz, though. I was a few cocktails deep since like 1 o'clock.
No, that was a hoot.
Yeah, man. So this video doesn't really do it any justice, but you sounded really great, man. I was stoked to see you guys play.
That means a lot, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You guys did a great job, and everybody else thought so too. That was cool. So we both had gigs on Saturday. We didn't go. We did not attend Namm on Saturday. Saturday was the day to go, though. I had a gig out in Palm Springs. It was a far drive, but it was a good little break from Namm. So that was cool. Where were you playing?
I forget. It was a place downtown. It was like a corporate party.
Nice.
Private party thing.
Sunday, we decided that we needed to make up for lost time and go back to Namm on Sunday.
Power through.
Yeah, we had to power through. I did not want to be there Saturday. It was a bad move because I crashed.
Sunday, yeah,
I crashed hard. I tried to go and make the best of it, but oh man, that was I kind of got sick after that. It was not good. It was
a lot of people got sick, I guess.
Yeah, it was a bad decision to go, but it was a good decision because we got a lot of cool companies. Like everything was calm and everybody was kind of in the like swing of Namm. So there wasn't any real drummers walking around that like were noteworthy to get an interview with, but it was more about the companies on Sunday for us.
Yeah.
And so that was cool. We got a couple. We couldn't get any of the I want to do an interview with Love. I want to do a Love Custom Drums. I want to do an interview with Haram. Like we didn't get a lot of those. We just
there's
didn't
a lot
have
of
time.
companies we didn't get to.
And like honestly, by the time you get to Sunday, you are so burnt, like you don't want to be there at all.
Truth.
The noise is just killing you. Your feet are killing you. It all sucks. So I guess now we should play some of our interviews, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Drum Brigade Podcast.
All right, I got to get this thing rigged up here. Oh.
Yeah. Those claps. Oh, that brings up something.
Oh, boy. Brings up something.
Look what I got.
Oh, boy. You got a Boss hand clapper?
Yeah, this is like an old, it's like kind of like what you've got, but from a long time ago.
It looks very similar.
It's old.
But can you play it with your hand or with a stick?
You can tap this.
What kind? How many settings? How many things does it have?
It just has one clap sound that you can kind of, it can kind of tweak the tone of it to be more high or low.
Okay.
And then it has like a basic reverb, and that's it. So it's just straight up a clap box.
I love it.
But it's cool. It does have I can hook a trigger up to it if I want to put a trigger
than mine. That is better than mine.
Drum flip.
Dang.
$5.
What? Gosh, dude. He's got to let me know when he has these things.
I called you, man. I was like, I'm going on over there. He was having a case sale. $20 for any bag or case.
I know. I was going to go there. I don't need cases anymore, dude. I'm in a head armor case in Dorsey. So, I mean, basically,
clap.
If you don't know me, now you know me. So, oh, wait. Damn, that sounds so similar to the one I have. Damn, that's tight. How do you mount it?
So that's high pitch.
It's very much like mine.
With reverb.
It's very much like the same. That's like the same thing as the. Is there different hand claps though?
Just
There's
that
only
one.
that one.
Yeah, you can just slightly tweak the tone.
I like it. It's cool.
And the reverb. That's it. It's real simple.
Was that from the 80s?
I think so. I don't know. I think it's pretty old. I didn't really get the date on it.
That's cool.
Sorry. I just had to.
No, that's dope. So you can just mount that on a snare stand. I mean, on a.
It doesn't really have a mount.
It doesn't have a mount. You have to put it on like a table or something.
I think they were kind of thinking that people would play it with their feet. Like they have they had one that was like for a bass drum too.
I see.
But the fact that you can do a trigger, I mean, I could put a trigger wherever I want.
That's cool.
But anyway, moving on.
All right, here's an interview with Mike Mitchell. Woo.
Drum Brigade.
2019 Namm Show, Drum Brigade. Corey Kingston here with Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell. Namm Show's closed, but how was your Namm Show today?
Namm Show was nice. It was rushed. I got here at like 2 p.m. Had to park and then get a badge and then stand in front of the Zildjian booth for 2 hours because I kept running into all my friends.
That's how Namm Show is.
Cool. Yeah,
That's
it was cool. It's cool. It's like a huge fellowship. It's really nice.
Oh, yeah. Man, like this is a really stupid question, but how do you play so fast, dude?
Man. I honestly don't play fast. In my brain, it's like halftime. Everything's like, when I'm in the middle of doing something, I think slower than what's actually going on. So it may be fast.
To me,
Yeah, but when I'm thinking about it, it's hella slow. It's hella slow.
Love that. I love that.
I try to practice as much as I can.
That's cool. That's
A lot
cool.
of, like pat training and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. You're how old are you, man?
I'm 24.
24, man. You're a young drummer. A lot of people are like knowing about you though now through social media and through who you play with and all that stuff. So, even though you're a known drummer, what is your Mount Rushmore of drummers? Who do you like? Who's your top 4?
My top 4: Dennis Chambers, Chris Dave, Tony Williams.
If you say Vinny, we got the same top 4.
I would say Vinny, but I wouldn't say Vinny for my top 4.
Okay.
Top
All right.
4. Like for top 4, Dennis, Tony Williams, Chris Dave. I'll just say those 3.
All right, that's cool. Only a top 3. I like that. I actually think that's stronger than going with a top 4. So if you snap your fingers, you're no longer a drummer. What's your profession?
I'm the baddest tennis player you motherfuckers have ever seen in your life. I'm the coldest tennis player, and I ran track.
Bro.
I got long legs and a round butt. I'm a serious athlete.
Dude,
Serious athlete.
with such confidence, I love it, without hesitation. Name 3 things that people may not know about you.
I love ramen. Like I love.
That's a good first
ramen. I go crazy for spicy ramen. I'm a badass cook. Like,
I never knew that.
I'm a badass cook. I cook real hardcore. I make a burrito and a omelet breakfast for that. And then
I would have never, ever guessed that, ever.
what else? Something that
Last one is always the hardest one.
I'm a PK.
A PK.
I'm a preacher's kid.
Okay. Preacher's kid. But I mean, I think I would have known that, but like, nah, that's cool. That's good.
Yeah, well, you, because you from that culture, you understand.
Yeah.
You probably would like just be like, oh yeah, of course he probably is. Yeah,
Probably is.
I'm a preacher's kid.
All right. Man, solid top 3 or solid 3 that people wouldn't know. Drum Brigade 2019 Namm Show. Mike Mitchell, thank you so much for doing this, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, man.
Drum Brigade.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike Mitchell.
Dude, that was a great interview.
Yeah, he was like way cooler than I thought he would be. Like he's like obviously a phenomenal drummer. That dude was super cool though. Like no attitude whatsoever. He's like way mellower than I thought too.
That was like after Namm closed and we were still in there lingering.
Yeah, you guys can watch the videos. Like we're doing audio only on this podcast, of course, but you can watch all the videos of these on our YouTube page. But man, he was like way mellower than I thought, dude.
I like how he's like, well, I don't think I'm fast.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like slow.
I felt so dumb asking that. I felt so dumb asking that, but it was like it was hard because like I know that's what people want to know, you know, like he's a dope drummer, man.
Yeah. He's just 24, dude.
24 years old, man. And
That's
he's
so
killing it
crazy.
right now. All right, I'm gonna this is kind of a visual interview, but I feel like we still should do it.
Which one's this?
Let's do a different one first. I'm gonna do an interview. This is Timbo interviewing me and Matt Smith.
Timbo from Kino?
Yeah, Timbo from Kino. At Timbo from Kino.
Yeah,
on
this
Instagram.
dude is amazing. If you don't follow him, go follow him.
You
He's
guys
so
gotta
funny.
follow this guy. He's so funny.
Great drummer too.
Yeah, he's coming on the show in a few weeks. Dude is really, really funny and really cool. Got a great character. Okay, here it is.
Drum Brigade.
Hello, we're here with the Drum Boys Brigade of Fun, and we're going to be talking to my friend here, Matty Mingus. Matt, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing really good, Tim. I hope to play all the cymbals at the Namm show today. Everyone.
Why do you got a weird voice?
This is how I talk.
All right, we're taking a trip down the lane here. I'm here with my buddy Corey. Corey only plays death metal music. It's his favorite. Corey, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, for Drum Brigade, this is Jim. Namm 2003. Live your life or go home.
Dude, I love it so much. Jim Namm, dude.
Jim Namm. Live your life or go home.
Matty Mingus, dude. Matt Smith.
Yeah.
That was so good, dude. I wish that was I wish that was like a 10-minute interview.
Yeah.
You know what the funniest thing about Tim is? Like when he's like if you follow him on Instagram, you see him do like karaoke behind his drums, or he's like talking like that, and always like I was like, I don't know how he gets his mic to sound like that. It's always like distorted. But then he talked on our mic, and it was the same way. Like, all right, we're here. Like, it's like the same voice. I'm just like that. That can only be his voice. It's so good, man. It's so funny.
So good.
All right, let's listen to an interview from our conglomerate, or our affiliate, our associate, our 8-year-old reporter, Liam Freebie.
Oh yeah.
With Vessel Drums.
Drum Brigade.
My name is Liam, and I am here with Preston from Vessel Drums. So, Preston, Mom.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? My drums. Well, I've got 100% cherry shell over here, the bass drum and the floor tom. And then I've got some patina brass shells. These guys have been dropped in the ocean and wrapped in seaweed. And then I put some stuff on them and I make them shiny. Let them sit in the hopper for a couple of weeks before I do that. And they're 1.5 mil thick, and they're raw. The only thing on that to protect it is some wax, so it's gonna continue to be alive, and it's gonna age, and it's gonna tell a story of you. And I think that's pretty cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like, do you have a factory that makes them?
I make them by myself in my garage.
Oh, wow.
I'm a garage builder. It's really special.
I like it a lot.
Yeah?
I think the ones where it's like all aquatic and when you wrap it in seaweed, I think that ones are pretty cool.
Aquatic, man. I like that. That's the aquatic patina now. So I wrap that thing in seaweed, and I see all the negative space is where the kelp was. And the seaweed I used on this one is a tighter flower, a tighter leaf, and so the pattern is different. It looks more like paisley, right? But if you look at this, everything kind of moves around it, and it looks like things you see in nature, horizon and mountains and water, sunsets, and every drum is unique. Every drum looks different. I could never repeat that. So whoever gets that, it's going to be unique to them. Yeah?
So these two are made with different seaweeds?
Yeah, they're made with different seaweeds. This is Cardiff Reef.
Uh-huh. And so what is that?
That one is Beacons.
Do you have endorsements? Do you think I could get one?
I'm sure you could. How many shows are you playing this year?
I don't know yet. Do you think I could get a beard like that?
Absolutely. Just don't shave anymore.
Okay. Preston, thank you very much. And this is Liam from Drum Brigade at Vessel Drums.
Drum Brigade.
Dude, that was so awesome.
So good. It was such a good interview.
You can get the like sense of what Namm show is really like with all those stinking cymbals in the background.
It was so good. Like when I was watching that video, when you showed me the video, I didn't really notice it.
Yeah.
But when you just listen to it, you get a little taste of the chaos. And that's not even doing it justice, because a lot of that's just picked up from a dynamic vocal mic.
Dude,
like right in front of their faces.
Right. If you're standing there, like if that was a condenser, it was just, you can't hear anything. Like we were holding the camera, I couldn't hear what Liam was asking.
Yeah, I couldn't hear any of his questions.
Yeah, it's so funny. He did a great job, man. He's only 8 years old, and like he wanted to hang with us so bad all day, and so we were hanging with him. He's like one of our little homies, you know. He's part of the brigade, you know, and like, so he was hanging with us all day, and like we were like starting to do interviews, and I was just like, he wants to be a part of it. So I'm like, dude, you want to do an interview with us, like for us? And he's just like, all right.
So good.
And so we didn't really tell him what to ask. Like he just kind of did it on his own. I'm like, you can ask them whatever you want. Just go for it. And so he did. He did another one with A&F. I can play that one. Let's play it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Drum correspondent with A&F.
Drum Brigade.
My name is Liam from Drum Brigade, and I am at A&F Drums. So how do you make these drums?
These are all handmade drums. We have our main brass kit right here, and everything is hand rolled from a sheet of brass and then welded to seam, and the edges are hand cut. We do all the drilling all by hand, and then it goes into our big bins with our secret patina solution, and it stays for about a day to 5 days to get this beautiful color.
I actually really like how you do that because I'm a big fan of steampunk.
Yeah.
And so I was just wondering how you make it. Do you have like a factory?
Yeah, so we have a shop and we have big bins. We use our patina solution, and depending on the weather and the humidity in the air and everything will affect the color and how dark it is. So each drum is very unique.
Okay, do you also make the drum heads for it too?
No, we have great friends at Remo, and they do all sorts of custom heads for us, and really great with all the requests that we have.
Do you make the cymbals too?
So we have a great friend up in Illinois who makes these cymbals for us. They're part of our oddity cymbal line. We do these cool bell hats, very vintage, made from the same exact brass as our shells. And we also do some square cymbals and even a flat ride as well.
Is the color around it just the lighting, or is the brass made to look like that?
Yeah, it's made to look like that. After he hammers it and stuff, the brass will change a little bit. It's very similar to our patina process. It's just affected through different chemical processes and hammering and stuff.
Oh, okay. So, are each one of these made with a different type of wood and stuff?
Yeah, so we
Or is it
have
just
tons
like
of different
paint?
materials. Brass is our main one. That's basically what the company started around. That was our bread and butter. And then we also do copper, steel. We do a little bit of bronze in the snares. We also do wood shells, maple, a little bit of mahogany. We also just released this walnut over here.
Over there, that's a pretty big bass drum. Are you compensating?
No, not at all.
How do you like make it, and like why do you have it here?
Well, it was kind of a conversation starter, right? We have a big drum in our booth, and it's to show that we have, a great relationship with Remo, that we can make custom-sized diameters that maybe other companies don't offer. So if you have a custom size in your head, bring it to us. We can make it, and Remo can make the heads for us.
Thank you very much. This is Liam from Drum Brigade at ANF Drums.
Drum Brigade.
Dude, killing it. So they had like
compensating?
they had like a 42-inch bass drum like on the floor.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like,
huge.
Are you compensating?
So funny.
Oh my gosh, dude, those dudes didn't. They like I felt kind of bad. I felt kind of bad asking them that, but it's like it's so funny that it's cool that they were good sports about it. It's like
Yeah.
it's really good. So yeah, we had some good ones. Funky Phil, I'm playing one from you interviewing. This is a pretty long one.
Uh-oh.
But it's,
Which one is this?
This is from Musa Drums. It's a 4-minute interview.
Woo.
Here it comes.
Hey, what's up, Brigadiers? It's Funky Phil here with Musa Drums, and I'm talking with Giovanni, the crafter of the world's most expensive drum set. Can you tell me about these drums?
Oh yeah, I can tell you. First, good morning or good evening or whatever. This drum kit is the most expensive drum kit in the world. We took like 6 months and 20 people to finish it, so it was a huge work. I almost ate this because it took our lives for half of a year. Yeah, it's made out of oak wood, taken from 50 years old ancient barrels. So inside there is balsamic vinegar. The balsamic vinegar moist the wood, so we essiccated like 7 times before to start to prepare every single piece. And if you take a look, every part of the drum kit, the hardware and the bands are totally unique. You can see, I can show you, I don't know if we can move. Yeah, first the hardware, this part, you can see that every set of drum has different hardware. We can start from a human heart in the kick. So this is a human heart. Then you move to the floor tom and you can see there's a monkey, actually it's a gorilla. And the tom has a skull that for us is body-rich skull. And on the two snares, there's a helmet. The helmet belongs to one of the two Daft Punk. It's a history of rhythm, starting from the heartbeat to the nature of gorilla when he beat his chest, then to a skull, human skull, so body-rich skull, it's the rhythm of jazz. And down we move to the future, and you can see the helmet of Daft Punk, it's a digital rhythm. So that's the concept. And if you take a look at the bands, they are inspired through old, the beautiful etchings from old rifles. Wow. You know, yeah. I was thinking about the idea of, in the rifles there is these flowers and nature, because probably the hunter is in the nature, so the environment is what is described in the metal part. So I asked myself in 2019, for a young drummer, what is the nature of the present? And I said, we have a smartphone on our hand, so we have a computer on our legs, so what is the nature? It's the nature of internet. We took like 2,000 different images from zombie movies, Peter Griffin. You can see logos, you can see Naruto logo, you can see Transformer, you can see the logo of John Bonham. So religion, myth, alchemy. We tried to put everything together to describe the nature of internet. So that's the concept.
That's incredible. That's incredibly detailed. So is this acrylic in between there?
Yeah, this is epoxy resin, and it was necessary to, tie together the wood. And you can see it's transparent if a light is behind. So it changed the skull from black to this transparent skull. I don't know what else to say. You can see this part is made out of wood. There's 4 layers and glass fiber. And I don't know what else to say.
It's incredible stuff, man. It's really detailed. They're beautiful.
It took half of an year of our lives. It's been a huge...
Half a year. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I believe it, though. I mean,
you just have
it's very detailed.
This part is inspired to the grapevine, of course, where the balsamic vinegar is taken from.
Wow. Okay. Well, Giovanni, thank you so much for talking to us.
You.
Drum Brigade, Musa Drums.
Drum Brigade.
That one seems like, when it first starts, I always think that it's a guy pretending to have that accent.
He's straight up Italian.
He's straight, pure Italian. I loved at the end when he's like, I don't know what to say.
He's like, I'm out.
That was cool.
You gotta go look at those drums.
Yeah.
So if you can find a picture, or if you go watch the video, you can see.
Yeah,
they're pretty unique.
You can see a big blown up picture of them on Musa at Musa Drums, on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty dope, man.
$70,000 for
I
that
don't
kit.
know about that. Easy on that, bros.
That was the price they have, man.
I mean, come on. Let's be realistic here. Balsamic vinegar is really good, but come on, bro. Easy.
Yeah.
$70,000.
Yeah.
They were okay. Look, those
really
were
cool.
pretty cool. It's a cool novelty thing, and if you got that kind of money and you want the self-professed most expensive drums, then cool.
Yeah, I feel like they must have probably made that not even to sell it. It's probably almost like a display of things they are capable of doing.
Yeah. I think they were cool. They were definitely unique. I've never really seen drums like that.
Yeah, major props. I mean, it took a lot of work to do that, and the level of detail is crazy.
They looked like something that would be on display in a winery. They didn't really look like they didn't have a lot of pop to me. Like, oh my gosh, wow.
I feel like if they put lights inside of them,
then they would
have done it, because that was the most interesting thing to me, was that you have to look them up, but it's like staves of oak from barrels that they aged balsamic vinegar in, like he said.
Right. They actually smell like balsamic vinegar.
But they were suspended in some kind of plastic, I don't know, I forget what he said.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It's not resin, but
maybe it was, I don't know, some kind of clear plastic basically. Yeah. So it's kind of like mixing an acrylic drum with a stave drum.
Yeah. And I've definitely never seen that before.
Yeah, you could see through. There's gaps,
right?
So you could see light shining through
Yeah. It was the same with the hoops, and then like it had wood hoops on each drum.
Yeah.
Those were like, and they were like really detailed. The things that I like the wood aspect of that drum set. And it was like a pretty big kit too, like gong drum.
Yeah, there's
like,
yeah.
It was nice, beautiful, definitely a beautiful drum kit for sure. But the things I was like kind of confused on, where it was cool because it had custom lugs, but then like the custom lugs were like he was saying, the floor toms and the kick drum I think was like a human heart. And so he was like going through the history.
One was like a skull.
One was supposed to be Buddy Rich's skull. One was the helmet of Daft Punk.
Oh, is that really?
And then the other was a gorilla skull. So he's like through the history of drums, like the first one was like the heartbeat. So that's why they were like the foundation, like the lower toms. And then he was like, and then it was like a gorilla hitting his chest. So that was like the second drum. And then it was Buddy Rich's skull. Okay. So it was a human skull, and then it was through like in the future, like digital drums. So they put the helmet of Daft Punk.
And these are all lug castings.
They're all lug castings, like custom casted lugs with those shapes. So that was like incredibly detailed.
Yeah, I mean, most companies just have like their one lug.
Right.
But they had 4 different lugs.
Yeah.
Just for this one kit.
For this one kit. That was pretty incredible. That was really nice. It was a nice touch. I don't know if I would go with those 4 things, but it was cool that they made custom things.
Yeah, it was kind of it was definitely like an art piece.
Yeah.
It seemed like, and with all the engraved emblems
so then,
about the internet.
Then they had these like bands on each drum that were engraved, like laser engraved with all these different images. They had like all this religious stuff and like pop culture references. They had like a transformer symbol. They had like all kind, the yin and yang symbol, like everything you could imagine, like etched into it. That's where I was like, I don't know. That doesn't seem that cool to me. It's a cool idea. Again, attention to detail, laser etched.
Yeah.
Logos, but
even the hardware was all handmade. It was
then the hardware,
it was like sculpted metal work with like grapes and grape leaves around it, and it was like
he said it was like molded from not molded, but modeled after the vines that that the balsamic vinegar was made with.
I mean, it was obviously made to be a piece, not that's not in any way made for anyone who gigs.
Yeah, no, they were like they sounded pretty good too. Like definitely like a hybrid kit with like acrylic and wood, but still, it's like it stood out. I mean, it caught our eye, and we like wanted to catch we're like, well, I mean, if it is the most expensive, then we got to get an interview with these fools.
Yeah. I mean,
it's cool, man.
I'm sure it's not the most expensive, like there's like collector's items.
Yeah.
They're worth a lot more. But
I think that was like custom built drums. Like this is like the most expensive, but I think like if you're like if you get like, I don't know, like Neil Peart's drum set from whatever tour, that's probably worth more than $70,000,
Yeah.
I don't know. Or a solid gold drum kit or something.
Like Ringo's first drum set or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably like $100,000, but that's not because of the build. That's just because of novelty. So anyways, it was cool. Like
they were super nice.
They were a really nice company.
Obviously very passionate about what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
I hope that that's a company that makes it, man, because they were really cool to us. They were really like humble and like excited about their stuff, and from what it looks like on their Instagram, their drums do look really nice.
Yeah, I kind of wish we got some footage of the other kit they had there.
Yeah,
it was like it was like made for someone who performs.
Right. They also had like a display when you walk right into Namm show, like when you enter the doors of Namm, there's like these glass like displays, and they had a display of like one of their little, I think it was like a little kick drum or something. It was like but it was like a product, like they went all out. Yeah. I mean, obviously they had to probably pay for that, but they were like a featured Namm product, which is out of thousands of products, their stuff was like right when you walk. And that was cool. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So they're doing it. All right. I have one more interview. I'm not going to play all of our interviews. We have quite a few on here.
Yeah. Go to YouTube.
Yeah. Just go to our YouTube page, hit subscribe. You can watch all of our interviews. Like I have a long interview with Santa Davis, who's like, He's like a really famous reggae drummer. He's played with Bob Marley, but it's like an 8-minute interview. We have another interview with Fredo. That was cool. All right, I'm going to play my interview with Thomas Pridgeon. This one was cool. Once again, like a really nice guy, man. He took the time for us. There's people all around this dude. Like, I could barely get up to him and be like, yo, man, can you do an interview with us? Because there's just people like banging his doors down, just trying to take pictures with him and stuff. This dude is one of those guys that's very famous in our drum world. But like outside of that, he's probably just a normal skateboarding dude. So anyways, here's Thomas Pridgeon.
Drum Brigade.
Corey Kingston, Drum Brigade Podcast. I'm here with the one, the only, Thomas Pridgeon. Oh, yeah. Thomas Pridgeon, thank you so much for doing this. How's your Namm show going?
Namm show's pretty good. I've only been here for a few hours, and I've already seen a bunch of plastic surgery and some muscle-bound women and a lot of drumming, a lot of guitar players. And yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
All right, so you're a well-known drummer. Everybody knows you. You're a great drummer, fantastic artist. What's your Mount Rushmore of drummers?
Oh, that's easy. I would say Chris Coleman, Larnell, Aaron Spears. I mean, these are guys that are like current guys. Mason, there's a lot of people. Luke Holland is whooping right now. Who else is whooping a lot? Ox is whooping right now. I don't know. There's a lot of OGs that still got it too. Like Vinny still got it. Will Kennedy. Matt from Periphery is whooping. Oh, Travis Orban. Can't leave Travis Orban out because that's one of my favorite drummers.
A lot of those are my Mount Rushmore of drummers too. All right, last question. You've been a drummer for a long time. I've been watching you since you were a young kid. Snap your fingers, you're no longer a drummer. That's not your career. What is your career if you're not a drummer?
If I wasn't a drummer, I would probably be a skateboarder or I would be growing weed. I'd be growing pot, yo. Because I live in California and I'm good at it.
You're exactly like my brother who's standing right there. Thomas Pridgeon, thank you so much. Drum Brigade Podcast.
He's funny, man. That like he plays like his personality, right? Like very in your face, like yeah, he's funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
I remember when we were setting up to shoot that interview, he was like obsessed with making sure there wasn't a trash can behind him.
I know, I couldn't understand what he was saying. Like I thought he was worried about like people he's not endorsed by.
No,
he's like no trash,
no
man.
Trash cans behind me. I was like, okay, I'll try. You know?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. No trash, no trash. Like, yeah.
That was cool that he stopped to talk.
Yeah, that was dope. All right, so like I said, man, there's much more interviews that we got like on our YouTube page. Check them out. We still have a few that we need to edit up. We did a really great interview with Hendrix Drums, or you did with Funky Phil. So I got to edit that one and put it up, and then we'll post that on our Instagram too. But all in all, I say with the time that we had and the energy that we put forth, and like the obstacles that we had to overcome, Namm was all in all not bad. We got some dope interviews with some people I never thought we'd do interviews with. We got some companies that we really respect and admire and like we're curious about. We had an 8-year-old, like, I don't know what you call them, conglomerate, I guess. Correspondent, yes. An 8-year-old correspondent reporter doing some interviews for us. I think we're going to have more of him doing interviews for us in the future.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So it was all in all good, dude. We made the best out of this year's Namm. I felt like we could have done more, but then when I started editing these videos, I'm like, God, man, I'm glad we only got like this many videos. If we got like 100, I would have been overwhelmed, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. It's part of the chaos of Namm.
Yeah. So, that was that. That was 2019 Namm. My many soapboxes, Greg Bissonette, a crazy, terrible, stupid Airbnb idiot. Some really great drummers and some really great times, some really great hangs, a lot of whiskey, being drunk the whole weekend. Done with that, Phil.
By you.
Dude.
Shoot. That was
Phil didn't have one drink,
I didn't
dude.
have a drop.
That's
all
the
of
first
Namm.
time, huh?
And I got to say, it was hard.
Yeah.
Because,
I'm going, I have, excuse me, I have a gig in Vegas coming up in February this month. And after that, I'm going hardcore again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're gonna
I'm back
dry
with
out?
you. Drying out. Probably until next year.
Nice.
Probably until January again. So I've committed to, I will drink in January. And then outside of that, it's special occasions. So if I go on a backpacking trip, if I go on vacation, that's when I'll drink. Other than that, I don't drink.
Nice.
So tonight on my gig, I might drink because I'm not on the wagon right now.
Do your thing.
All right. I don't know why I have to explain this to these people. No, it was good, man. It was fun. But you know what, dude? Speaking about drinking, for the amount that I drank, it was like not like hammering, alcohol and then getting blasted. It was like consistent. Like for my interviews, that was how we got a lot of these guys. Like, hey man, you want some tea, quote unquote?
Oh yeah.
You want some whiskey?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, heck yeah. So we'd like sip a little while we're talking.
Wait, did you offer Bizanet?
No.
Maybe that was the problem.
He strikes me as a guy that doesn't drink.
Maybe.
So yeah, so we just have a little bit of a sip. And so I was like consistently like doing that all day. But dude, this is the first day I feel like myself. I was wrecked for like 2 weeks or a week and a half. Like not like super hungover, just like very tired, exhausted, throat hurting, stomach kind of not all right, like crazy. I've also kind of fallen off the vegan bus too.
Oh, really?
So I'm definitely not eating meat. Don't get crazy, people. I won't eat meat, but I have had like cheese here and there. Last night I had pizza, Phil.
Whoa,
Pizza.
Some za.
Yeah.
Dang.
I had a calzone the other day. I had a burrito with some cheese in it. It's good, but I'm also going hard after Vegas again too. Back to vegan.
After Vegas.
Yeah.
Gotta wait.
So alcohol though, dude, I don't like when I was not drinking alcohol, that was good, man. I was like, I didn't need it. I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
Like I was totally fine with not drinking alcohol. So I'll be right there with you, Funky Phil.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is show number 1 of season 3. I know we're not really doing seasons anymore, but I think this is episode 25. Next week, we got Mike Dawson coming in. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unless he cancels. I hope not.
Got a lot of cool guests.
A lot of cool guests coming in. So the editor of Modern Drummer, he's the co-host of the Modern Drummer podcast with Mike Johnston. He's a buddy of ours. He's coming on. He's wearing a Drum Brigade shirt in his Instagram main picture. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mike Dawson's a good homie. He's a friend of ours. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah, that's show number 25. First show of 2019. Oh yeah, we're loving it.